For anyone who is listening, who is scared to start, what's your one-line advice that you would like to give to that person?
See, my one advice is that I've said it before. There is no profit in fear. And the more you wait, the more it gets too late. Because the best time was yesterday, another best time is today. If you don't start today, you will regret tomorrow. If you start yesterday, you celebrate yourself today. Start.
Hello, welcome to the Nigerian Investors Podcast, the unofficial podcast that tracks and reports on the activities of the Nigerian boss. My name is Moody, and with my colleague Ayi, we will be hosting this podcast. TNI Podcast is dedicated to stimulating a renewed enthusiasm among the general population with regard to the activities of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Ultimately, the goal of TNI is to see that many Nigerians from all walks of life, both at home and in the diasporas, become active participants on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Before we go further, we would like to place on record TNI podcast is solely for educational purposes and not a replacement for professional financial advice. Let's begin. Welcome back to the Nigerian Investor Podcast, the show where we turn complex market gist into easy to digest money making goodness. If you've ever felt like the stock market is speaking Greek, don't worry, we're here to make it sound more like pidgin. Now, today's episode is giving investor pro mass vibes. We're joined by a man who is basically the GPS for young Nigerians navigating this investing journey, a business developer, personal finance coach, and a writer. You know him as Profitable Man, the guy who makes investing in Nigerian stocks feel like a calculated chess move. His posts are practical, his analogies are easy to understand, and his followers, 10,000 strong and growing. From his breakdowns of blue chips to calling out stock market myths, Profitable Man has become the plug for anyone trying to build wealth. Whether you are balling in Lekki or you are budgeting the Lafia. So today, we are talking strategy, now to make your money wear agbada with confidence. Profitable Man, welcome to the Nigerian Investor.
Thank you, Moody. Hi. It's great to be here. Can you hear me well?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
you're welcome.
Welcome,
Yeah.
Peter. Welcome to our podcast. So let's begin, right? So how did your journey into financial literacy begin, right? How did you get into investing?
Okay. My journey into the realm of investment is, it was through painful experience. Then I started making money in around 2015. Then just want to survive, you know. But I discovered along the way that, it's one thing to make money, it's another thing to manage money, and it's a very big thing to multiply money. I was just making money. I was not financially educated then. The more I make money, the more I lose money. Until I lost all my savings, I think during the coronavirus, to a Ponzi scheme. So no, then I was calling myself investor. As I was making money, I was investing into all these Ponzi schemes, 70% per month, 50% per month. I thought I was a good investor until I lost everything. So it was when I lose everything and I came to my understanding that you need to be financially educated, you need to get knowledge before you can actually be successful in this journey. So that was when I started buying books, started watching podcasts like this, started consulting people that have more knowledge than me. So that was when I started investing. That was when I started investing. But I started first with knowledge to understand the market, to understand the risk and the reward that is in the financial market.
Interesting. I think this is a very interesting start, right? I think almost everybody has a story to tell like this, but yours is
Yes.
even peculiar, right? Everybody has this. I made mistakes. I made mistakes when I first started, right? So that was very interesting.
Yeah, like I usually say, you've paid your Mugu fee. Sometimes the Mugu fee might be a lot of money. We just hope the Mugu fee is not too much, you know. But I also saw someone post on Twitter that it's good you experience failure at the beginning of your investment journey,
Yeah.
because that failure is going to teach you um, important lessons than for you to experience failure later in your investment journey. So yeah, it's a good thing that you experience that you lost money to Ponzi schemes. Now you know what Ponzi schemes are. You know you can actually double your money, your investment overnight. You can't get 70% in 24 hours. Yeah, that's interesting. And you've built a strong presence online as the profitable man. So
Yes.
we're wondering what inspired this name and what is the mission behind the profitable man.
Okay. The name Profitable Man, it's I don't want to call it a revelation. It's like it was revealed unto me. When you call yourself something, it's just like just like David calling yourself a king when you are not yet a king. You know that you have to work hard to that position. You have to work hard, do anything you can do to get to that position. So Profitable Mind is a name that just inspired me to be always active, always do my best, always go for better things, and always move forward. So that's why I give myself the profitable man. I believe that in anything, even if I choose to sell pepper, I will still be the best pepper seller in the community or anywhere I choose. So the name Profitable Man is a name that it's not first about money. It's first of all being profitable in mind, from your mind. Are you profitable? Because if you don't think of profit, you will not make profits. And profit is not only limited to money. You understand?
Okay.
So I profitable man. I believe that that name is a name I'm still living up to. I'm not there yet, but I'm still going there. That in anything I do, any career I choose, or any investment I choose to venture into, I have this optimistic mindset that I'm going to be profitable, even in relationship that I make.
Hmm.
Okay.
Interesting, interesting. I like what you said that having money is not it's not the only thing that makes you profitable, right? Now, you once tweeted one day go better. It's not profitable without working and planning, right? So,
Yes.
what sparked that thought? What was the thesis behind that reasoning?
I have a role model, a Jimmy the profitable investor. So it was from Ejimi, the profitable investor, I actually got my own name, the profitable man. And people even know the name more than my real name. Even when I was in campus, people was profitable man, profitable man. Some people will be like, is that your real name? Or how is your real name? Like many people don't actually know my real name, which is Peter. So they just call me profitable man, profitable man, profitable man. And then I now see that the name is even like they are prophesying something positive. Because the more you call me profitable man, the more I'm conscious of the profit. The more I'm conscious of the profits. So they call me profitable man. That means that if you're a profitable man, in terms of wisdom and knowledge, you have to be profitable too. Because you cannot be very profitable man and people come to you and they cannot benefit anything from you. So I made up my mind that in this life, you don't need to meet me twice to be blessed. Just meet me once. If you meet me once, you'll be praying to meet me again. So, and then God has been helping me since then.
Okay. That's very cool. I like the reason behind that name. So you have a model, and you took that profitable man, and all of a sudden people don't even recognize you as Peter anymore. When they see you, though there's still P there, it's but the P is for profit. That's nice. That's a very important step to follow. And I like your brand. I like the way you're building your brand on social media, and that's what really caught our attention here at TNI podcast. And we also noticed that you wrote a book titled The Naija Investor. And
Yes,
I know the reason behind writing this book is to help Nigerians to navigate the stock market.
yes.
Now, our question: what really inspired you to write this book? What gap were you trying to fill with this book?
Okay. No, when I started my investment journey, one of the things I lacked was financial educated. I mean financial education. I was not financially educated, and then there is no, let me say, there are people, but it's within my range. I could not see anybody that could actually help me. Okay, this is Nigeria stock market. This is how it works. So I discovered that nobody knows about it. Even the older people, people that, even the economic student that I know, nobody really understand this market. They don't know about it. So I saw that the problem we are facing, because when you go to school, they don't teach you how to manage, multiply, and even make money. They only teach you what you go just to study. So, and now see this education, there is a huge gap, very huge gap in financial literacy in this country. And then what can I do? What can I do to better my society? Since that, okay, I've learned little things. I'm still learning. So the little things I've learned, how can I use that to benefit my society, to help other people to come into this thing early, so that they don't use big money to pay for their ignorance, because ignorance is also expensive, and you are going to pay for it if you don't seek for knowledge. So I've been writing for over 2 years right now. So, but I completed the book last month and I published it. So, and in the book, it's so fundamental that you will not even see 2 plus 2 inside. What you will see is pure fundamental. Those things that you need to know before you go into the realm of investment. Those mindset things that will renew your mindset, how to understand money better. That money is not just something that just comes to you without anything. And money is not just something that you can just multiply without knowledge. Because you can make money. A fool can even make money. Even beggars are making money, because there are two ways to make money. It's either you beg or you work. You understand? So, but when it comes to money management and money multiplication, you need financial literacy. You need financial knowledge. A fool cannot multiply money. That is it. If you are a foolish person, you cannot multiply money. So that is why I wrote the book, and I was inspired. The title was inspired by the Intelligent Investor Benjamin Graham. So I look at it, I say, okay, let me call it Naija Investor. So that was why I wrote the book, and it was published last month.
Hmm.
Hmm,
Interesting.
that's actually interesting. That's actually interesting. I think I've even read I read Intelligent Investor. I'll just confess the book is a bit technical. The language used is very old language. You struggle to even understand what he's saying before you even start getting the point. So I'm glad you made something tailored to the Nigerian investor, right? Because this is something, yeah, I mean, this is something that it's a very painful experience, right? You don't realize as a young investor, you don't realize early on that first of all, the investment is bespoke, right? This is just one common thing we always like to see, right? Uh, I should confess, we're not the ones that coined this, but we just like to see it here on this podcast. And yet, another thing is the Nigerian context, right? Nigeria's context is different from overseas context. The principles are the same, yes, buy fundamental sound stocks when they are cheap and all that. But then again, cheap in Nigerian context is different from cheap in the Western context. And I know this was
Yeah.
a mistake I made when I first started investing in that. I just took a lot of the mentality of what I've been reading from foreign books into the Nigerian market, and I could have done better. So it's good that you've done this, you've made this effort. And yeah, there's one interesting thing that you said on your book, right? Stop guessing and start building. I think I even like this quote, especially because right, it's one problem that especially young investors are probably going to be struggling with. I don't know when to start. I've read. I'm still worried that maybe I've not learned enough or whatever. So, what does what does it mean in practical terms? What does that statement "stop guessing and start building" mean?
Yes. If you are born in the Western country, there are some culture, there are some habits that maybe you just inherit them from your parents, because there they get to work in the Western world. They get to work. But in Africa, yeah, we love getting a lot. Africa is a very religious continent, that people love to hope, like you mentioned earlier, that it go better, it go better, it go better. People think that things will just work out. This thinking like, okay, I'll just go to school. After 4 years in school, I'll get a job. After I got a job, I'll just get married. I'll just build my house, buy my car, and things don't work like that. It is not Nollywood. It doesn't work like that. So we leave things to chance in Africa. And this mindset has been passing from one generation to another. We love to guess, we love to calculate things in our head that it will work. It will work. Maybe because you said you believe in God, which is good to believe in God, but faith without work is dead. So we
Yes.
do a lot in Africa. We don't prepare for tomorrow. Meanwhile, you cannot walk into the future you don't prepare for. It is not possible. You will be shocked. Even if you are favored tomorrow, your ignorance can still take it away. That is why it's good to just get to work right now. It's good to make mistake while you are working, because a mistake made yesterday can never be repeat today, because you have grew past that stage. So people in Africa always waiting for that better tomorrow. Meanwhile, they don't know that tomorrow of yesterday is today. And if you say, okay, I will wait for tomorrow, don't wait. Just start with what you have, with where you are. I read a book, The Acres of Diamond. The Acres of Diamond. Start from where you are with what you have. Don't wait for the government to come and better your life. Even don't even depend on your parents. That okay, maybe I have a parent that is paying this for me. You can start right now. Stop guesswork and start now. And the problem is that we know that we don't have the habit. We don't have the habit. We don't have the investor mentality. We have consumer mentality. Africa consume a lot. Africa, you see, if you're in Africa, they will just, if maybe out of six people, they will just be like, you see, let one person just make it. If one person out of us just make it, that person will take care of us. You see, and that is how they will kill that person. They will kill everything, they will chop everything. That is how we think in Africa. You understand? So what I'm trying to say there is to renew their mindset, because if you want to be successful in the realm of investment, first thing you need to change is your mindset. So change your mindset on guesswork. You can't guess your way to the top. Start it now. Plan it. How do you want to do it? What do I need to do? How will I do it? And where will I get the resources to achieve this? So that is one of the reasons why I put that quote in the book.
Lovely.
Okay.
Lovely.
Yeah, we guess a lot in Africa. We depend on the IRM, somebody in the spirit world to assist us with anything, be it a Christian, a Muslim, or the traditional African religion. We always believe that someone will bless our also. But the problem is we don't really put much effort into that also. Uh Recently I've been trying to just to encourage people on Twitter by showing them how I started in the stock market. There are times I use 125 naira to buy stock. That's what I have as at that time. And I did not give any excuse that, oh, I don't have enough, so I can't invest. No, I saw the opportunity and I just have 125 naira and I decided to use it to buy stocks. Even as we speak right now, this year I've bought stock less than 100 naira. Like I invested less than 100 naira to buy stocks because as at that time, that's what I have. And I really wanted to invest the money in the stock. I saw the opportunity. I'm not waiting for when I get 1 million naira or 10 million naira because there's an adage in Africa that says that if you are not a good child, there's no way you'll be a good adult.
Hmm.
So if you can't manage the little that you have, when you have millions, you can't manage it, and it reflects in the way in our ways of life in Africa, the way we live. You see government wasting money
Yeah.
unnecessarily because we don't have that training. We always want to consume, like you said. So that's interesting. What you said is very interesting. Now I want to ask, how has the response been from people who have read your book or join
Okay.
your WhatsApp investment community? Yeah.
Yeah. I think the book is close to 300 copies right now. 300 copies has been close to, I think,
Sold
285 sold right now.
copies. Okay. Wow, that's interesting.
Within a month, I can see the hunger on the heart of Nigerians. And then it has been a great voyage, because many of them, what I did is that I don't want to leave them alone after they have read the book. So I put a link there
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
that all readers, they join the community, so that we can keep communicating, keep talking, and then receiving a very good response. Very good response. Some rated it 5 stars, And some just say that, oh, I thank God I bought this book. Beyond the content, the community you join, it will encourage you, it will give you some insight. What you are not seeing, somebody else might help you to see it. So it has been a very, very, very great journey. And I was so happy that I published that book because one of my role model, I was waiting for that person to forward the book for me, and she was very busy. So. She was so busy. So I was just like, okay, I don't need any popular person to forward the book. This is knowledge. So just give it out. And the book came at the right time. Book came at the right time, whereby everybody now want to know more about the Nigerian stock market.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's good. And
Yes.
over 300, almost 300 copies sold. I'm impressed because Aye knows this. We live in an environment in Nigeria. People don't really usually read. They want it now. Or give it to me now. What can make me get the money now? What stock do you want me to buy now?
If you check
Yeah.
my post, I don't reply to those questions. Please give me one stock to buy now. Give me stock to buy now.
So you've shared that not all investments are for profit, right? So can you walk us through the five key objectives of investing, right?
Yes.
From capital appreciation to income generation, preservation, speculation, hedging,
Yeah.
and tax efficiency. Can you just walk us through?
Okay. Now, when it comes to investment, there is something we call investment objectives. And that investment objective is what you want to achieve. Why invest? Because you can't just invest, okay, people are investing, I want to invest. Either you are investing for maybe your retirement, you are investing maybe to protect your capital, you are investing maybe to preserve your capital or to make your capital works for you or brings more money for you. So there's something we call capital preservation. This kind of investors, they don't care about the profits. They just want their money to be safe. They want to preserve that money. They are kind of investor like that. So the kind of financial instrument they will invest their money into is different from the person that wants capital appreciation and maybe capital generation income or capital income. It's different. And then if you are a low risk appetite investor and the aggressive appetite risk investor, there are different kind of investments or vehicles you will put your money into. For someone that is just starting investments, you have little money and you are considering maybe all these meme coins in cryptocurrency. I started with cryptocurrency actually. I started with cryptocurrency. You are a low risk appetite and you are investing into all these high volatile instruments like cryptocurrency, not even the stable one now. All these meme coins like the one Trump released a coin and most of my friends they bought in. And at the end of the day, they are crying because they don't understand investment objective that okay, if you are a low risk investor, are you a long term investor? Are you a mid term investor? All these things you must understand them before you invest. You must understand, okay, I want to invest for 12 months. I want to invest for 24 months. So anything that happen within that month, you will know that even if the market is going up, you know that okay, you are not going to sell. And if the market is coming down, you know that you're not going to come out of the market because you have objective. And this objective is what will guide your decisions along the way. Because without objective, it happens to me that sometimes I will see maybe 70% of my capital. I'll be like, should I sell? Should I still hold on? It's because I don't have plans and objective. If you have objective, some people will say that once I see 30%, I'm out. And anytime they say 30%, they are out of the market. They are good with their consent. They are good. But some people, we don't know what we want to do in the market. We just invest. Sometimes you will see 200% and say, should I take profit? It's because you don't have plans, you don't have objective. Once you give yourself this objective, okay, once this investment enter 50%, I'm going to take my capital or my profit away. So that will really help you to navigate your way into the realm of investment. And some people like us will say that no matter what happens, I'm not going to sell in the next 2 years. And they will hold.
Okay.
Sell. Some people say the next 5 years. Some people say I'm not even selling anything. I'm just buying, 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 maybe for my retirement or when I get married or when I give back. and they will stick to that plan. So one of the things our objective will do for you is it will help you to take good decisions, it will help you to navigate the market, and it will help you to control your emotions.
Hmm. Help you to control your emotion, because emotion plays a very huge role when it comes to investing. We are human beings after all.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you see, like recently, when you see about 10 stocks making 10% in a day, some of them they don't even have it. There's nothing backing that surge. You just feel like, oh, I'm missing out. If I don't invest now, I'm missing out. Then all of a sudden, someone dumps that stock on you and you are stuck because emotionally you couldn't control your emotions. So you just got carried away with the wave. Yeah, that's interesting. It's good you have objectives before you enter into the realm of investment,
Yes.
because your objective will guide you, will prevent you from making mistakes,
Yeah.
costly mistakes. So, talking about mistakes, what is the biggest mistake you see beginner investors in Nigeria make today?
Okay. Currently, one of the biggest mistakes the young investor, Nigerian investor, are making is that they are following the hype. They are following the hype.
Mm-hmm.
One thing is now common among the brokers now. They will just come up and say this particular stock has performed this month. This one has performed this month, and they will not tell you the fundamentals or what is the factors
Behind it. Yeah.
behind it. They will not tell you, and you will see that okay, um, Sunu Assurance 180% in a week. Wow, let me put my money. So by next week, it will enter 350%. So I'll now take out my money. And they will put in their money and they will cry at the end of the day. They will
Yeah.
cry because they don't understand. They just think that you can just put your money, make profit, and come out. They don't even understand how the stock market works. They don't understand what they are doing. They don't know. They are just following the hype. Oh, he says in one stock, better class, this and this, and they put their money into. And the money they are putting is not even maybe it's their school fees, their house rent, or the money they use. And they put it in the stock market, and they are stuck. And they will not be crying
Oh
that
God.
they will not be saying negative things on social media that Nigeria stock market is not good, it's bad, you will waste your money, you will cry. So people just follow the hype without the knowledge. And the one thing is that you see, if you don't know, I think it's Warren Buffett that said this that anywhere you are putting your money into, make sure you have the knowledge of the market. Make sure you understand it. I read it in this book, The Richest Man in the Babylon, that don't put your money into any investment you don't understand. And if you don't understand this, go to someone that have the knowledge to explain it to you. That is why my favorite book will say that buy the truth and sell it not. So you must buy the truth before you buy the stock. Don't buy the stock without buying the truth behind it. So buy the truth and buy the stock. Because people that are people, the real investors, they buy the truth before the stock because they know what they are doing. So if they don't buy the truth, they will not buy the stock. So many investors in Nigeria right now, they are making the mistake of skipping the knowledge and they want to make money. And it's not going to work like that. You can't skip the class. You have to understand before you go into the market.
Mm.
Mm. I think this statement you just made is buy the truth before you buy the stock. Very, very true. I like the way you phrase this, right? I think it's going to be beneficial to a lot of new investors, right? Buy the truth before you buy the stock. Buy that knowledge, buy that understanding, and
Yes.
try and read, research, general macros, then even bring it down to sectors, then bring it down to
Yeah.
specific companies. It will really help frame your thesis on whether or not this. In fact, basically, to summarize, right? Some people have already bought what is currently moving up.
Hmm.
Most
Yes.
young investors make that mistake of looking at it now and saying, "Oh, should I buy this?" And we see this all the time. Should I buy this company? Is this still going to go up? Well, we don't know if it's going to keep going up, but we knew it was going to go up at some point. That's why we
Mhm.
bought it that time when it was still down, when it was
Yes.
still quiet. So
Mhm.
buy the truth before you buy the stock is very, very good way of summarizing it, right? Now, one stock that we've seen has done very well this year is Presco, right? It's made over 200% appreciation
Appreciation.
in price, right? And it's made quite some headlines, right? So What does this tell us about momentum investing and market confidence?
One thing I'll say about Presco is that people that are enjoying Presco right now, they invested yesterday. They invested into it yesterday. People that are enjoying Presco today. And one thing Presco taught me is um forbearance. Forbearance. There was a time they had issue, they were suspended, they were just stagnant, they are not moving. And then they fought their way out of it and they are doing very, very, very well. So I know somebody, I think I was part of the space. I think I saw the TNI there too. The person said that he bought Presco at 7 naira.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm,
Yes.
7 naira.
wonderful.
And I was like, wow, 7 naira. Like, how can you be just so patient and wait till this time? So one thing is that forbearance, long suffering, and then you see, Presco is not really, really surprising me per se. It's not surprising me. Just like Nvidia and the other valuable stocks. One thing is that if you can wait and see the future, sit down, the reward is coming for you. The reward is coming. People that are making money from Presco today, they are not just new people that just bought. They bought a very long time and they waited and the waiting is now paying. The waiting is now paying for them. So I also bought and I experienced I bought Presco, though maybe I think I have over 100%, over 127% on my Presco, though I'm still sure that I bought late because I was just speculating. Okay, 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 okay. So I bought Presco and I have maybe over 127% on it. And then the thing is that the investment pays in the long run. Investment pays in the long run. If you invest into the right company, that is it. Investment pays in the long run. And this is a very
Mm-hmm.
beautiful thing for Nigeria stock market. You can see that Nigeria stock market is not as the same. I used to ask the old OG like Moody, like, okay, you people that experienced the 2008 market crash, what can you tell us that we are just coming to the market? So, and they gave us a lot of advice that wait, wait, just wait, buy the good stock and then just leave it to do the work. Just wait. And that is what we see in the lack of Prescos and other valuable stock in the Nigerian stock market.
Yeah. The profit is actually in the waiting. And if anybody asks me what is the one skill that will make you successful when it comes to investing, especially in the equity market,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say fear, control your greed or control your fear. What I'll say is patience.
Yes.
That is the number one before any other thing that you can think of. When you are patient enough, when you are patient enough, you're going to benefit from it. We've all made mistakes. I've made mistakes. I've been in the market for a long time. Fine, good or fine. But I've made a lot of mistakes. Some of them I've shared with Aye. Some of them we've shared in some of our episodes. Selling very fast. Situations. What usually happen? Let me just put it this way. Sometimes we buy some stocks because we've already done our own background checks on those stocks. But as soon as we buy, we notice that things are not going the way we expected. You want the stock to appreciate. Instead, the stock is going down. Then you say, okay, I'm patient enough. I'm experienced enough in the market to know that if the stock goes down, it's not going to be there forever. So long as I've done my homework, I've studied this stock, I've looked at the financials, I know this stock is a good stock. That's why I have that conviction in the first place to
Yeah.
invest my money into this stock. So you now wait. Now you'll be waiting for, let's say, 3 months, 6 months, and it's still down. Then all of a sudden, maybe in the 10th month, it starts coming up. Then you see that it's like 10%. You've made 10% return because you've waited. Some people, most of us, most times, it happens to me. We just feel like, oh, I've waited a long time. Thank God my money is not lost. Let me just collect this 10% and get out of this stock. Lo and behold, the day you get at 10%, you see that this stock is going to do like 200%. Then you'll be asking yourself, why wasn't I patient enough? If I could have waited for 8 months while the
Yeah.
stock was down, why did I just wait for another 2 months? Within 2 months after I exited, this stock has done 100%, has done 200%. You see, Patience. That is, if you ask me, that's the number one thing you need to understand. You have to build patience. You have to be very, very, very calm in the midst of the storm, because the stock market is like a storm. It
It's a
goes up and down.
yes.
So you just have to be very, very patient. That's the number one thing. Because how can somebody hold on to Presco that he bought at 7 naira? You know, just think about it. 7 naira. Presco had so many issues. They've been suspended. Imagine
Yes.
when they were suspended, how many people that sold Presco before, maybe when they got the news that Presco is going to be suspended, they will sell off. Then immediately the suspension is lifted. Most of them will say, "Oh, this company is not a good company for them to be suspended. There's something bad about them." They will just sell everything. But someone has held on to that stock since when they bought it at 7 naira.
Hmm.
That let it sink in. Listen, Presco is paying 42 naira as dividend this
Yes.
year. Someone
Yeah,
bought this stock at 7 naira. Do you know just dividend return? You know how many percent is that?
Hmm.
Divide 7 by 42.
that's more than 100 times the return on investment. That's more than 100x return. It's insane. It's incredible. It's the kind of thing that can just make you a billionaire overnight
Overnight.
if you invested like a lot of money at that early stage, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible, and it's something that new investors just need to just take to mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a bad idea to speculate. It's not a bad idea to touch all these what we call I think it's drop in, drop out stocks. They call them stocks
Yeah.
that have no fundamentals and all the rest. But look, sometimes you need to put your most at least a good portion of most of your money in really really solid companies that will do well over the long term, and you will find that some of these companies, so yeah, sure, though maybe 6 months they're not moving up, but by the time you look back at after 5 years of holding it, you'll be surprised what it has done, right? And all you just did was hold. You bought it, you research, you continue to keep up to date with it, but more or less you just held it and it has done a lot for you. So it's something that a lot of new investors need to just understand. While it's still a good idea to chase all these, all these stocks that will give you 200
Speculative stocks.
percent within a very short period of time. You need to understand the effort to take you to actually pick some of those very good stock versus the effort you get by just picking one very solid company like this, put a lot of money into it and hold. You can't compare the two. So it's something I also invite a lot of young investors to think about, right? Don't just dismiss all these, Presco, it's down at 1,000 plus naira per share. How long is it going to take to move? You'll be surprised. You'll be seeing the same Presco at 3,000 naira, and you'll be thinking, oh, if I just bought it that one time.
At
So
1,000,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
that's true. Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of truth to unpack from what I just said. You just have to. Yeah, because some people will feel like, okay, this talk has already said the train has moved. Let's just forget about it. Yeah, there will always be opportunity in the market. I understand, but that patience to wait, that's very important. So we want to talk about the act of buying and selling stocks, because we'll be talking about invest in the stock market, invest in the stock market. How do people invest in the stock market? Do they connect? There's an interface, there's a place where they connect. So to buy stock and sell stocks. So we have different types of uh, places where they can get this. The traditional way of buying stocks is through a stockbroker.
Yes.
So stockbrokers are basically members of the Nigerian stock market, the stock exchange rather. So they are licensed, they are registered by the Security and Exchange Commission and the Nigerian Stock Exchange as well. Now we call them NGX. So stockbrokers, they are the ones that stand the middleman between you
Yes.
and these companies that are listed in the Nigerian stock market. But today we're also seeing that fintech companies, they are coming in um, to assist the stockbrokers in ensuring that these stocks are available to everybody. Because believe me, you setting up a stockbroking account could be very daunting. There are so
Hmm.
many steps you have to go through, and most of our stockbrokers, they are traditional. They are still traditional to date.
Yes.
Very few have a mobile app, and if you look at the young generation are not. They are not that, they don't have that patience to open a laptop and start typing www.merystem.com or cardinalstone.com or coronation.com and start looking at the laptop to buy and sell stocks. They want the app. You just open the app, you can just see the stock, then you buy and sell. So there's been a lot of these fintech app, or I like to call them third party because they are not stockbrokers. Though most people don't understand this. So we want to talk about one because we've seen you on Twitter. You talk about Bamboo a lot. So Bamboo has a new interface, like they've upgraded. They've added some features like tracking average cost. How important is platform transparency for investors? That's the question I want to ask you. How important is transparent when the platform is very transparent? How is it important for investors?
Okay. Yeah. Let me start from here. The new kind of investors, the majority of the investor we have right now, majority at the beginning, they don't really understand a lot of things that is happening at the back end when they are buying or when they are selling. So they just have money to just go, okay, let me just buy. Some people don't even consider the fees, they don't consider the cost, they don't even read policy, terms and policy. They don't do that in Nigeria. They don't read all those kind of stuff. So they just buy straight. They just say, okay, let me just download this app. They just buy. They don't even understand what is called order book. They don't understand the limit order. They don't understand buy order. They don't understand liquidity. They just want to buy, and even they love seeing their money increasing. They just want to buy. So many of them, they don't really ask about the transparency of any platform. But people that really value money, people that understand the market, before they buy anything, these are the things they look at first. So thank God for all this fintech. Thank God for them. They have really done a great job for Nigerian investors. They have done a great job, and we really celebrate them for that because, look at the likes of Bamboo, the likes of Trove, Chaka, Rice Invest, even Cowrie Wise. And I see that I already saw it that Cowrie Wise, before they even announced that they will bring stock market into their platform, which they are now announcing.
In
And
the
I
process of doing, yeah.
Yes, they will bring that. The thing is that Nigerians don't really have interest in the transparency. They just want to see their money growing and they want to withdraw. But this is very important for a good investor. I will say they are trying. They are trying. They are trying their best. Though they are not there yet, but nevertheless, they are still trying their best because I could not imagine me want to open a maybe Mary Step or Morgan or
Capital.
Morgan Capitals. I checked the page, it was like maybe 5 or 6 different page because I want to be an investor. It was so frustrating. And then they just have experience. That expertise to onboard new people is not there. They don't have the expertise to attract this new generation. If you check their social media is dead, they are not there to grow.
Dead.
No, it's because
Yeah,
maybe
they
it's
don't.
because they focus more on institutional investors.
Yeah, and they are making their money from there too.
Yes, they are making their money from institutional investor, but they don't know that if 10 millions of retail investors comes together, they will make their money from commissions now. A lot of commissions, they will make their money from it. So the transparency, they are getting better every day, I tell you. If you look at Bamboo, they are upgrading. Like if you want to open your Bamboo every day, you keep upgrading every day. Like every day you upgrade because they are improving, which I believe they are getting better. They are getting now they have added order book and to their platform, which is getting better, for investors to see, okay, what is happening in the market. So I'll just say they are getting better, and we are not like yesterday in Nigeria. We are not like yesterday. We are getting better, and there is a great features in this market, which I believe they are getting better.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Thanks for sharing that. Another common thing that we've also seen, especially with young investors, is I don't have enough money to start. The amount of capital I'm starting with is too small. I think this is something we just said in the podcast, right? It's always a good idea to start no matter how much money you have. I think Moody just mentioned this, that he has bought even stocks of less than 100 naira on the market, right? So
Yeah.
there's the if you start now, you can start learning quickly. And trust me, even if you think that money you're starting with is small, if you think it's small, it's actually a good place to actually learn. You don't want to be making mistakes with 5 million naira. You want
Yes.
to make mistakes with 5,000, 50,000 naira, right? Because,
Mm-hmm.
like it or not, you will make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. We all have our stories, right? So,
Yes.
for someone who is starting with 50,000 naira or less, how would you advise that person to structure their first investment steps in today's market?
Okay. For someone that is just starting, I tell you,
With 50,000 naira.
50,000 naira is even much. Even much now. 50,000 naira is much. Let's say 5,000 naira sef, because Nigerians, they believe that if you don't have money, you cannot invest. And they don't know that investment is not just in terms of volume. No, 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 no. It's not just in terms of volume. It is habit, because if you cannot save when you have 1,000 naira, it will be difficult for you to save when you have 10,000 naira. But somebody that has been saving 1 naira, 2 naira, if that person say a very huge money, that person have experience already, how to buy, how to sell. So it will be very easy for that person to come into the market and not to fall victim of any terms of any evil circumstances in the financial market. So if you have 50,000 naira and you are a beginner, you want to start. First of all, first thing I'll tell you is that don't do it on your own. Don't do it on your own. You have many people that you can consult. You can consult, okay, I want to start. What should I do? If you want to start and you don't have knowledge, that is another category. But if you have knowledge, maybe you have been buying small, small, and you have 50,000 naira and you want to buy, I'll still tell you to have your objective in mind. How long do you want to invest? What kind of investor are you? Are you a maybe medium? What is your risk appetite? Because if you're aggressive investor that you can speculate so well, you can put your money into something that maybe in the next 3 months it can go up and in the next 2 months you can lose all. But if you are just starting, capital preservation is still should be one of your priority, to preserve your capital. And it's better for your capital to be preserved and be making little profit for you than to lose everything, because return of capital is better than return on capital. So keep your capital so well and look for things that are low risk, because there is nothing like no risk. We only have low risk. So you can consider mutual funds, money market funds. You can consider some of them, they have performed maybe 20%, 21 annually. You can put your money there and quarterly they will be paying you dividends. And these dividends can even serve as passive income for you to be using to do other things. Money mutual fund is a place for even the pros, the experts. They are also into money mutual fund. You see them that okay, they put a very large chunks of money into money mutual fund, because one of the benefits of mutual fund is that it's very easy to liquid. Like you can sell it and have your money in time, unlike stock markets. So start with something you can monitor, something that you don't need to be active every day to be checking market. Some of us like this, we are addicted to market. We check, even if I don't have money to invest, I check market. What is going on? What is going on? But
Mm.
I don't even check my portfolio the way I check market. Like I don't really check my portfolio. What is going on in the market, the news, the movement. Those are the things I check. I don't even check my portfolio again. So if you don't have that experience, start with something that is of low risk. And as you proceed, as you gather experience, you know that okay, this stock is a we call it blue chip stock. This stock is a very strong stock. And then from your different from money mutual fund, you can actually invest into the stock market. And if you know that maybe you have the risk, because you know that don't put what you cannot afford to lose, don't invest it. And you know that okay, this 50,000 naira, if I lose this 50,000 naira, I will still be okay. Yes, go for stocks. The one that have been strong, not just the one you see yesterday. Don't buy stock because the name is familiar. I made that mistake. I bought many stock. I thought it was Dangote sugar, because Dangote sugar, we are using Dangote sugar in our house, and I bought Dangote sugar. And at the end of the day, there is nothing sweet about that stock again. The sugar is now bitter. So start with something you can manage. Start with something that will not affect you. Start with money mutual fund, and then you can now move to the stock. You can also consider, this is Nigeria stock market. I don't want to go over to the US stock market. So just put more money into something that you can control. Your money into something you can control, something that you know that okay, it cannot affect you. Money mutual fund is good for beginners. Good for beginners. It will tame your appetite. It will tame your appetite. It will help you to grow before you now move into the stock market. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Now, you listed five income streams that change your life. Which of
Yes.
those was the most surprising or most powerful for your growth?
Hmm. You know, for you to
Just
be
one, the most powerful.
a better investor, you must be a better earner. To enjoy your investment journey, you must make money. Yes. You must have passive income. It will really, really help you. You will enjoy your investment because if you are not making money, what do you want to invest? Because you need to make the money first, manage it before you can invest. And then I started as somebody that is looking for money. I want to make money. I want to make money before I now grow to the level. Okay, now that you have made the money, how can you sustain what you have made and make it work for you without you actually working? So I started with affiliate marketing. Then around 2020, 2021, I started with affiliate marketing. And from affiliate marketing, I moved to what we call Amazon KDP, call it Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, whereby we publish books on Amazon and we are making money from it. So I made a lot of money from Amazon. I published books on Corporate Writings, Amazon's Apple Books. So I made a lot of money of how it was so surprising for me. I was still in school then. So and then while I was making that money, I created a course about it. I created a course about how to publish your books. I have those courses on, but they are still on seller right now. Maybe you want to publish your books, how to navigate your way, the practical aspect. And I have a lot of buyers, a lot of people that they bought my course, they subscribe for the mentorship, and we are making so cool money. That was 2022, 2023. Before, it's not more difficult than yesterday. It's not more difficult because you have your account being stopped, being terminated. You have your account be, the emergence of AI has really, really made the publishing business more difficult now because of people publishing AI content without good editing, without good proofreading.
Freedom.
Yes. So I made a lot of money from book publishers, a lot new. And that was really it gave me that opportunity to invest heavily into the stock market, especially even the US stock market. I invested heavily into the US market and Nigeria stock market because of the money I made from book publishing. But right now that I'm not really active book publisher again, is what I have made then that I'm still using to sustain my investment journey, the dividends that is coming, the dividend that is coming in, the capital appreciation. That's what I'm using to sustain my investment right now. But I made a lot of money from book publishing. And then, book publishing is not difficult, but there are still a lot of skills outside there, side also passive income that you can be using. Like I've started YouTube channel now. I have like 3 YouTube channels. I have two faceless and I have one that is for my personal brand. So I have one monetized already. So I'm making small money from YouTube. Also, I'm making small money from them. Another thing I do is that I write content. There are many companies that reach out to me for writings. I write content for them. I'm studying SEO right now, how to be a better writer. So those are the side also I did, but Amazon KDP really, really did marvelously for me. I made a lot of money, the money that I cannot remember, but it was over thousands of.
Okay.
Okay. So in a tweet, you once say that Nigeria's capital market isn't slowing down. I completely agree. It's not slowing down at all. I mean, we're still undervalued. We're talking about looking at the market cap, and it's only like a handful of stocks that are even driving that market cap. And if you compare that to our GDP and all that, you know that yeah, we're still definitely undervalued. So we're not slowing down. But then you tweeted that the Nigeria's capital market isn't slowing down. But the only thing that's holding people back is fear. So now the thing is, how do we help people push past that fear that's keeping them from participating in the market?
Okay. I think the first thing we can do is change of mindset. There are many people that experienced the market crash, 2008 market crash, and then they still continue to invest. Because as an investor, one of the skill you must learn is how to be optimistic in nature. You have to be optimistic in your thinking. You cannot say because something did not perform well yesterday, you will move out of it. No, you cannot say because you drink water yesterday and it affected you, so today you will not drink water again. No, because water is life and investment is life also. So I study history. I think it was 1920. It was in 1929. when we had the
Yeah.
global depression, that the American market fell, everything, people are committed to suicide. And then some people they just give up. And other people take that opportunity to start their life again. So there is always opportunity because where there is problem, there is treasure. For the fact that there is problem in the Nigeria stock market, there is still treasure there. So we cannot, you see, you have to conquer fear. You have to do away with fear because there is no good thing fear is going to do for you. Fear is not good at all. So you have to conquer your fear and enter the market again with plans that, okay, what can you afford to lose? Put it there again. We still have people that are still they are still in this market. They are still playing the game since the market crashed. They are still there, and some of them have recovered. They have recovered. They have made a lot of profit. So fear, if you are still afraid, you are not really going to make profits because you are not going to make profit if you are afraid. Because profit is for those people that take the courage and they take the action. So you have to do away with fear because fear has nothing good to offer you. I tell you, there is no profit in
Mm,
fear. You only
mhm.
make profit in courage. So do away with fear and just enter the markets.
There is no profit in fear. That's powerful.
Completely agree. Completely
That's
agree.
powerful. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's powerful. Now, we at the Nigerian Investor Podcast, Aye and I, we are very happy with the fact that there are so many people trying to bring education through the digital platforms. So the
Yeah.
community is growing on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, especially on Twitter. You see a lot of people trying to educate the general public about the capital market, about investing in stocks, bonds, treasury bills, and what have you, money market. This education is really, really encouraging because um, people will always make reference to the 2008 crash. Back
Yeah.
then, there was nothing like this. No education. You are at the mercy of your stockbroker. They can do whatever they want to do.
Mm.
Uh, we brought someone on this podcast. He's a project manager, Mr. Idowu. He said back then when they want to buy shares, most times the stockbrokers, you just tell them, I want to buy Presco. That's what you say because you can't really monitor. There's no live monitoring of the stock market. So they just buy. They can buy very high for you. When you want to say it's the same thing, you don't know how much you're going to sell. They can because you give them the order, sell this stock. They can just say at any price, whether it's is a market price or a limit price. Those key features were not there back then. Nobody to educate the community, and that's why so many people were led astray. And yeah, but today the community is growing. Many digital platforms. I see a lot of people, professionals and just passionate people trying to build this community. So, what do you think? Let's say in a few years from now, how do you see these communities, people that are trying to educate the general public about investment? Do you see it growing, or do you see it like because what if there is a bear market, a very serious bear market, maybe it goes on for months? Do you think most people will run away? Because I know once there's a bear market, most people that have not experienced it, they might
Mm.
probably turn against people that are trying to encourage them right now to come into the investment space. So, what do you think?
I think we have more people now because the market is doing fine. You know, everybody talks about it. Even if you close your eyes to pick every stock last year, you'll be in profit today. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
All the stock that does not have anything in paper in record save, they are moving forward. So if you just pick 10 stock randomly, maybe 8 out of 10 will be in profit right now, and that makes everybody, it makes your mouth sweet to talk about financial aspect. It's actually good. There is a positive side to that, which is awareness, because a lot of many Nigerians don't know that they can be part of this market. They think maybe it is only for Aliko Dangote, only for rich people. They don't know that as poor as you are, you can also participate in the Nigeria stock market. So we are happy for that awareness about the stock market. A lot of people now, if you check their phone, they have one fintech app or the other on their phone. But the thing is, which I know, the market circles which people don't understand is that when everything is green now, everything is still going to turn into red. So then we are going to know people that can stand the test of time, people that can stand the test of time. when it's good to be talking when things are working fine. So we know people that really have passion for this when the market turn other side. And then yeah, what I would tell is that people that are just consuming content without thinking for themselves, they will be the ones to cry at the end of the day. Because somebody say go and buy this, and you also with your foolishness, you carry your money and you bought it. When the very this time, nobody will be there to cry with you. You'll be the only one to bear the consequences of your decisions. So I would just say that it's good. Let's it continue. And I hope that we continue like this. But I still tell you, me, I'm already waiting for the bear market. I'm already waiting for the bear market. I'm positioning myself for the bear market. I'm feeling my back for the bear market because the bear market will actually come. Because this momentum, there is a time circle, there is a time limit to this thing for people that have experience in the market. It's good that everybody's writing about finances right now. Even people that just started yesterday, it's good. I know somebody that just started, and I told her that okay, you can also tell your friends. Anything you know, teach your friends. So it's good. The awareness is now going over everywhere. And I believe that even in the bullish market, maybe if people are pulling out, maybe it would just be maybe 3 out of 10 or 4 out of 10. We still have 6 people remaining in the market. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I think the positive side of it is greater than the negative side of it. They are aware. And people that consume financial knowledge, they will know that okay, it will not be like this every day. It will not be like this. So I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Just that we need to teach people the other side of the market. Don't just talk about profit. Talk about loss. Talk about your experience where you lose money. Talk about the mistakes you have made so that people can learn from the mistakes and not to repeat it again.
Yeah,
Okay.
interesting you said that. I think that's something that we don't often see. Even sometimes some of us that tend to be seen as experts or gurus, we tend to make this mistake of not always often talking about the mistakes, the hard times. And I like that you said this. The bear market will come. Unfortunately, some new investors that just joined during this bull market don't understand this. Investing is not about just the bull market. The bull market is when you get to see the seeds you've sown during the bear market. It's in the bull market you see them grow, but it's in the bear market that you actually sow them. A lot of young investors don't know this. They are seeing these stocks. Some of them have even bought some stocks that have maybe gone up 20%, 30%. They're already thinking, "Wow, I'm smart. I know what I'm doing." You don't know that things can get bad actually, right? And not bad in the sense that oh you're going to lose money or whatever, but it's not as rosy as you think. And yeah, it makes sense to think about the mistakes, learn from those. In fact, it's from those mistakes that a lot of the so-called experts have even learned from. That's why they are able to navigate, right?
Yeah,
But the newbies don't understand that. They don't get that look, before this person that you're seeing is so confident in buying this stock and holding it, and now that it's going up, he's talking about oh, it's going up, it's gone up again, right? That person actually has learned from a lot of
yes,
mistakes that he's not going to probably not talking about, right? This is why investment is so bespoke, right? Why people always need that one-on-one, right? So clearly you're very, very passionate about education, right? Investment, basically financial literacy, right? You're very, very
yeah.
passionate about it, right? So what's your vision for the Nigerian investor in the next 3 to 5 years?
The next 25 years,
3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years, three to five
okay,
years.
3 to 5 years. My projection, I mean, my view about the market.
No, your vision for the for the new investors. What do you think your vision for them? What do you think? How far do you think they will? Do you think they will grow in the next 3 to 5 years, or do you think they will run away because maybe if anything happens?
My vision for this market is that in the next 5 years, we will have more participants in the market. I've seen that we have more participants in the market because the more we talk about it, the more people see the reason why to be part of the market. Because our economy is not the let me just say the situation, the microeconomics is not favoring, and then for you to still stand in this country and be living, you must put your money to work. Because what we have learned over decades ago is that you just keep your money in the bank account. But now people are now being exposed to valuable information that no, 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 no. You can put your money to this. The general market generally is going to improve. It's going to improve. It's going to be better. In the next 10 years, 35 years. to be sincere. Is going to be, and we can see the effort of the SEC, Security Exchange Commission. We can see the effort of the Nigeria Stock Exchange Group. We can see the effort of CSCS, the effort of CBN to make this thing better. We can even see the effort of SEC, even in the terms of digital assets. They are now coming to innovate, to embrace, to give more people that wider opportunity to participate in the market. You see, many people don't know, even people, the older people, they don't know about money market, mutual fund. They don't know. Majority of them don't know. Majority of them don't know anything. They are now becoming the aware. The awareness is now coming. The awareness is now coming, which will bring the greater results tomorrow. Because I still believe we have a very long way to go. We have a long way to go. But what we are doing today, we will see the results tomorrow. Because the result of what we did yesterday is playing out today. So every content about education, every awareness, podcast like this is like a seed that we are sowing. This podcast is like a seed. There are many times that I will just come to YouTube, I'll just go to the podcast because I will know that I will learn one or two things. And you need knowledge to move forward. So it's like a seed. It's like a seed which is going to germinate and we'll see the fruit in the future. So I believe the market is going to improve, enlarge, and we have more retail investors. More retail investors.
Good. That's good. Yeah, that's what we're praying for. That's what we want. We want more retail investors in the market. We want more participants because we know it helps to build the economy. And not only that, it gives you that financial discipline. Because once you start investing and you see returns, and even if it's a little return, it gives that confidence in you. It gives you that joy. It gives you that ability to want to know more, to want to do more, because now you understand that your money is actually working for you. Most people don't understand that. Most people, all they know about, because that's the way they've been programmed. That's the way we've been programmed. We've been programmed to attend primary school, secondary school, university. You pick a course, then you study whatever you study. They tell you as soon as you graduate, look for a job. You start working and you get paid at the end of the month. So you work for money all the rest of your life. That is what we are programmed to do. And that is what 98% of people they do. But once they taste the fruit of investment
Hmm.
and they see that their money can actually work for them, they now understand that, wow, not only that I can work for money, money can actually, the reverse is the case, money can actually work for me. Once they realize that their money can work for them, you can see the full force they put into investment. Yeah, I'm a good example. I started very slowly, and once I realized the benefit, I'm in it full time, so I know what is going on. Okay, so let's move to just rapid fire questions. So, what is a stock you love? One stock that you love, but most people overlook.
Ah, oh, let me
That
overlook
one is tough, right?
that I love. Okay, let me go for fits in. Fits in.
Fits in pharmaceutical. Okay, okay, that's interesting. Uh, you what about you? I know you're gonna say cardboard or UAC.
No. For me, I don't think there's a stock in my portfolio right now that people are overlooking, except maybe the banking stock. I think Access Bank has not really gotten that attention that we are seeing. UBI over the past few days has gained. I think
Yeah.
Zenith to GT, but Access Bank just seems to be languishing. But yeah, for now, my portfolio there's no major stock that I think people are ignoring. So,
Okay,
what's the best financial advice that you've ever received?
Start with what you have.
and so we're telling our listeners too, if you're listening, start with whatever you have. I'm a living example. I've bought stock with 15 naira. I have evidence. It's not like I'm just saying it for saying it sake. I have evidence. 15 naira, yes. And I still do today. Yes, I earn good money today, but sometimes I don't have money to invest because I might have other priorities that needed immediate attention. But if whatever I have, I invest. If I open my stock account and I see I still have a balance of 20 naira and I can buy one or two shares of a company, I put the money there. And I've tweeted so many times that it is only in the Nigerian stock market.
Yeah.
in the entire Nigeria. It is only in the Nigeria stock market where you can still buy something for less than 1 naira. Every other place in Nigeria, you can't buy anything for 5 naira. You can't even see pure water for 5 naira. You can't see pure water for 10 naira.
Mm.
It is only in the Nigeria stock market you can buy something for less than 1 naira. So if you can buy shares for less than 1 naira in the Nigeria stock market, what stops you from investing? You say you don't have disposable income. I understand the disposable income is not for everyone in Nigeria, so there's issue with that. But you can't tell me at the end of the day, every weekend you go to the bar, you spend like 500 naira, you spend 1,000, you spend 5,000 naira just to sit down, buy drink and pepper soup, but you don't have that same amount of money to invest. One of the tricks that helped me when I started out was I like every weekend I like going out with my friends. We go to bar, go to restaurants, we buy drinks, we drink pepper soup, we just have a nice time. But once I started this investment, I said, okay, if I spend 2,000 naira on weekends just to flex with my friends, I will limit the amount I spend. Instead of spending 2,000 naira, I'll spend 1,000 naira. Then the other 1,000 naira, I will invest it.
Yes.
And that worked for me. It
Yes.
still does today because it's now an habit.
Hmm.
So whatever I want to do, if I say, okay, I need to take care of myself, of course, you need to take care of yourself. Everything's not about investment. I need to take care of myself. But if I want to take care of myself, I structure it in such a way that whatever I'm spending in taking care of myself, I make sure I put same amount into investment.
Hmm.
It gives me that joy that, okay, at least I spent something, but I'm
You
getting
know,
something in return.
there's something called frugality and delaying gratification.
Yes, most
Nobody
of
is
us
poor.
lack that.
Nobody is poor. I used to tell people. I remember there was a time if I go to a restaurant, I used to eat chicken. But I was just like, what if I'm eating beef? Yes, beef is cheaper than chicken. Let me be eating beef. It got to a time that I said, give me eggs. I don't need it. I don't need beef. Beef is stressful. Just give me eggs. There are times that you may not really have a huge disposable incomes, but there are things you can edit out of your life. There are some expenses you can edit out of your life that will not affect you. All those money, they are useful. Maybe you used to do your maybe unnecessary subscriptions, you can stop it. Maybe you used to eat out, you can reduce it. There are things that cannot affect you. You know, just reduce it, remove out of it. Don't. In Nigeria, we have this mentality that I want to show, I want to impress. And that is what is
Yeah,
killing
show
us.
off.
Show off. Don't try to show off anything. The best thing to show off is your portfolio. Show off your portfolio than your stomach. Because anything you put in your stomach is going to come out. But what you put in your portfolio is going to increase. So,
Yeah, that's it. That's the sad reality. That's the sad reality. I once had a friend. I'm sorry I'm saying this, but I told him, come invest in the stock market. That was 2023. And he
mm,
said, oh, I don't, it's a good idea. I would love to do that. He even went as far as opening a stock account. Everything was ready. And I said, okay, what have you invested? He said he doesn't have money. Okay.
mm,
Just 2 days later, I saw him celebrating his child's birthday, canopy, musician, everything. Then after a few weeks, he was saying that, oh, he's looking for money. And I said, why are you looking for money? He said he needs to pay cameraman, he needs to pay this, he needs to pay that. For what? Said, I celebrated my son's birthday. I spent over 500,000 naira. And I was like, what? 500,000 naira? You told me you don't have money to invest in stock market. So where did the 500,000 naira come from? You see, one, delay gratification is not there. Two, you want to show off. What's
yes.
the child's birthday? The child is not even going to remember that birthday. It's just the picture he's going to see. What stops you? I'm not saying don't celebrate your child's birthday, but you can actually limit the the show, the show
Yes.
off where people see you, say this person has money. When you
Yes.
actually, in reality, you don't have the money. So those are some of the things we really need to learn financial education. Financial education is not denying yourself of the good things of life, is knowing when to go for the good things of life and
Yes.
when to invest. That's it. It's just knowledge. It's
Yes.
knowing when. Nobody say don't celebrate. Nobody say don't flex. Nobody say don't go for vacation. If you can afford it, you go for it. But it shouldn't
Yes.
be your priority in life. You
Mm,
know, a lot of us, 98% of us, we have a lot of liabilities, very few assets. And yeah,
Thanks for
that's the problem
saying.
we have.
Thanks for saying. I think I just want to hop on that point, right? And also to butcher something that you also said, right? Your money can work for you. think one thing that is quite common when you observe the way Nigerians see money, right? It's easy to think about working for money. I need a job. I need to work. I need to earn money. But then making that same money work for you,
Mm,
no, I need to enjoy. I need to relax. Yeah. So the thing is, most of these billionaires that you're seeing, right? Most of these people that you're admiring, they actually cultivated that discipline of let me delay gratification for now, right? The enjoyment will come. It will come, right? And like you also say, there are things you can cut out. It doesn't mean that your life will become this. And yes, this is something we also say. Yeah, always pick the boring option. It doesn't mean your life will become so boring and mundane. I mean, most of us are examples, right? We know how we manage to keep ourselves happy, entertained. And the funny thing is, as your investments are growing, you start to realize that you get more flexibility with your spending power, right? You
yes.
start getting more flex, and if you start early, you start young, especially for a lot of young investors. They don't know this. If you start early, you will really enjoy a lot of freedom, a lot of So trust me, put that money to work today. You might be thinking, I mean, let me just use this money and enjoy myself and flex. Trust me, you would probably be better off delaying that for now, put that money to work, get to a far more comfortable place, and then you can come back to that same enjoyment because the enjoyment is not running away. What is running away is inflation is way right now. So
Hmm.
cost of living is going up. So you want to not just catch up, but even exceed it so that your living standards will improve. So consider that very, very carefully, and you will realize it makes sense to delay gratification. It makes sense to make money work for you. It makes sense to one day wake up and see that you have this massive portfolio, and because of that, you can now afford all those things that you were delaying once upon a time. You can now afford it, and without stress. You don't have to now start. Oh, I just spent 50,000 naira on. Oh, I just spent 500,000 on this, and it's like money is all gone, and I have nothing to show for it. You can spend money and you not even feel it because you have a portfolio that is solid and just taking care of you. So it's a very good advice, and I
Yeah,
definitely
it
think
is. It's a good advice because um I invested 2017. I invested about roughly 1,500 naira in UBA. I remember the date I invested that money because I have the contract notes. Now, when I was calculating, I calculated returns because I still have UBA, even though my portfolio has increased. I still have UBA, but when I calculated the returns on that 1,500 that I invested in UBA in 2017, it's over 30,000 naira when you include the capital appreciation and when you include the dividend returns. When I bought UBA then, it was around 3 naira 22 kobo. UBA is now 43 naira. Look at the capital appreciation alone for just those few amount of stocks that I bought
Mm.
with that amount. I can remember that I paid certain amount to buy the UBA stock on that particular day, but I can't remember what drink, what beverage, what pepper soup that I bought that weekend when I went out. I spent money to enjoy myself, and I spent a part to invest in UBA. But today I can still see what UBA did for me. In fact, UBA, the money I invested in that UBA to buy that amount of stock, that 1.5. Today, when UBA pays dividends, they pay me more in dividend more than the amount I invested because I bought that particular stock at that time for 3 naira 22 kobo. The last time UBA paid dividend, they paid more than 3 naira 22 kobo.
Mm,
So you can see the beauty of it. It's a little amount of money, but most people will tell you you're just giving this example because you have more. No, I'm trying to tell you now that I started very small, and gradually, as my financial condition improves, I decided to increase my stake. But I started first. I did not wait till when I had a lot. Like I said, if you are not a good child, you can't be a good adult. So
yes.
you have to learn that. Yeah. So profitable man. Before we round up, if you could make one financial law mandatory in Nigeria schools, one financial law that is mandatory in Nigerian schools, what would it be?
That would be that financial literacy should be a compulsory subject from the nursery school to the higher institutions. Financial literacy, budgeting, planning, savings, investing. They don't teach us all these things in school. Our curriculum is not structured in a way to help a child to have those mentality. The only thing they will teach us is
Okay.
that your mommy on Christmas clinic you go to market, they buy chicken, they buy this, they buy that, they buy clothes, they buy you shoe. Never will they ever teach you how to delay gratification, how to budget your money, way to make money, selling, out of selling, negotiation. They don't teach us. And we need to put it in our curriculum. It will help a lot. It will help a lot because many children will have that consciousness that okay, I want to be an investor. If you ask majority of Nigeria children, what do you want to be? They will say, I want to be a pilot. All of them, it's something that they will be collecting salary. Nobody will say that I want to be a farmer. Nobody will say that I want to be
Mm.
a driver, maybe somebody that have many trucks. Nobody will say that. Nobody will say I want to be an investor. Nobody will say that. They will say I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a nurse, which is good. But you will see that something is wrong in our curriculum. Nobody say I want to be a mechanic.
An investor
Yes, now nobody say I want to be an investor. Nobody say I want to be a bricklayer, I want to be a plumber. Something that they can be doing to be making money for themselves.
to generate income. Yeah.
Yes. We really need to change the curriculum, and it's part of my vision. It's part of my vision for this country that curriculum we are going to restructure it in a way that will benefit this generation that we are, so financial education is very, very, very important, and they don't teach that in school.
Okay.
Right. So to wrap up, right, one last question we'd like to ask you. For anyone who is listening who is scared to start, what's your one line advice that you would like to give to that person?
See, my one advice is that I've said it before, there is no profit in fear, and the more you wait, the more it gets too late. Because the best time was yesterday, another best time is today. If you don't start today, you will regret tomorrow. If you start yesterday, you celebrate yourself today. Start now.
Wow.
Start now.
Yeah, that's a powerful statement to end this interview with Peter Oke, popularly known as the Profitable Man. That's his brand name. This is a power packed session with the Profitable Man. A big thank you, Peter, for sharing your journey from building the Profitable Man brand to empowering thousands through your book, The Naija Investor. If you haven't seen that book, we're going to put the link on our Twitter page so that you can get that book. I believe you're going to be blessed. You're going to be truly rewarded by going through that book. Um, he has reminded us that reinvesting isn't about guesswork, it is about clarity, consistency, and confidence. From breaking down capital goals to tracking platform transparency and even sharing your own income streams journey.
Mm.
You've given us practical steps they can take today. And your belief that escaping the fence between fear and action begins with small, deliberate steps. That is the real game changer. To everyone listening, if you've ever felt overwhelmed by the market or you are very hesitant to start, treat this episode as your launch pad. Apply one actionable insight. Reach out to Peter on WhatsApp. He has a WhatsApp community. He's very much present in on Twitter. He has over 10,000 followers. So he has a
They are
big
above 1,000
community.
now. I think it's 14,000.
14,000, that's a huge one. So reach out to him. Uh, to our listeners, subscribe to the Nigerian Investor Podcast wherever you listen to our podcast, on Spotify, Amazon Music, on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube handle as well. Follow Peter at Profitable Man One on Twitter for daily practical insights and share this conversation with friends chasing financial growth. For his book, grab your copy, The Nigerian Investor. The link will be in the show notes in this episode, and we'll also share it on our Twitter page. And join Peter's thriving WhatsApp community for market updates and guidance. Until next time, stay curious, stay invested, and stay very disciplined. Keep building wealth with intention. Thank you for listening to another episode of the favorite podcast that brings insight to the Nigerian stock market. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. To get more episodes like this, follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, as well as on our website. All this information is available in the show note below this episode. Until we bring you another episode your way next week. Bye for now. TNI Podcast is executive produced by Moody. This episode was edited by Rona at Rock Quarry Village Studio.